and welcome to my channel. It's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147, and this is sort of another one of my little beginner's guides to diamond painting. I've done a video on unboxing of this and checking that you've got everything that you need, but I thought it would be nice to sort of do a little bit of diamond painting with you and show you basically how you can get started. So I've got my diamonds, they've all been checked, I've got my canvas and I've got my toolkit. In regards to diamond painting, you don't need anything else. There are a few things that are nice, and if you are going to take on this hobby long term, they are something that is probably worth getting. I do have a video on needs versus wants, and that will show you, quite frankly, that will show you things that, you know, are nice to have and what sort of the things to get at the beginning. But I thought I'd do a little bit of diamond painting with you with just this kit. So I'm not going to do it with any more, I'm just going to use the kit that came. So we've got a pen that comes, it does come with a grippy. These can be moved off if they're not something that you like, and the end is ready for a single placer. Let me zoom you in a bit actually, bring things into shot. You do also get a set of tweezers. Now the ones from Huacan are, in my opinion, the nice tweezers. You can get others. There are many different types of tweezers. To be honest, I don't use these that much unless I've put a diamond down on the wrong place or I've dropped them and they've gone in the wrong place. Apart from that, I only really use these for the special shape paintings with the bigger diamonds on. You've got your wax, which we will need. In this one we've got a free gift, which is a bracelet. We'll put that to the side, we don't need that for diamond painting. I've got more wax in here, and then you do get with Huacan a couple of different multi-placers. I'm not too good on the multi-placers, to be honest. That is something that I could probably do with practicing with, and maybe seeing, you know, if I can get some diamond paintings completed quicker. But for now, we're going to put those to the side as well. And then we've got our diamond tray. Okay, so this does have a few bits of factory stuff in it, so I've got rid of it. Now this is the Huacan tray. You can quite often get just a basic white tray, or some sellers will give you the basic green boat tray. All of them pretty much do the same job, but for the purposes of this we're using just what's come in this kit. So I am going to use this big one, and let's see how this goes. Now to load up your pen, all you need to do is peel back the top coating on the wax and stick your pen in it. You can do it neatly or not so neatly. I tend to just stick it in the once first off, and when you push on the end it feels a little bit tacky. If you ever need more, you can just top up more. It's a personal preference on, basically I go for when I can't pick the diamonds up anymore, I need more wax, and I'll stick my pen in again. If the wax goes missing, gets eaten by the dog, the child hides it somewhere, you can use blue tack, can be used in the end of this. You basically just want something with a little bit of a low tack, because while you want it to pick up the diamond, you don't want it to keep hold of the diamond when you go down onto your painting. So that's the pen ready. Just going to crinkle for a little bit, and I'm going to get out all the diamonds that we have for this painting. Just going to tip them out for now, just so that the crinkly bag is out of the way. Now they do all have the numbers on them, so it's got, as we went through on the unboxing, number 27 is its number 27 on this canvas. Then 3822 is the DMC number, and then the next number is how many you have in the bag. So first things first, we need to find out what number we need. Now, where to start on a diamond painting is completely up to you. There is no rules. Some people like to start in the middle and work out. They like to section it off into little squares. Whatever suits you. Quite often, if I have a big painting, I will do the most boring part first, because I'm quite excited to start the diamond painting, so I don't mind it being a bit boring. And then it gets a little bit more interesting as it goes along. And then you've got the final finish and you've got the finale. It's completely up to you. You can also cut down the contact paper that comes over the top, and I do have videos on that as well, but for this basis I'm not bringing any other tools into the equation. We are just working with what we've got. So I'm going to work in the top right hand corner, partly because I'm right-handed. Also, I want to keep this flat, so if I'm laying my hands on it, it's not too bad. And I'm just going to peel back a section. Now, if this sort of size of section overwhelms you, then just fold back a smaller one. Don't make this something that brings you fear. You don't want to be fear. That's not part of it. So the first symbol that I'm finding there's quite a lot of is this tick. So let me zoom you in even more. Okay, that's as far as my camera's going to zoom in. So we've got a tick mark here in a circle. So that's the diamond that I want to be placing there. So I look down my key until I find the tick, which in this instance is number 16, and it's 819. So I go through my bags of diamonds. Now I know it's a lighter colour because the symbol is lighter, so that makes it a little bit easier to fish out the light symbol. And in this case it's number 16 and it's 819. So that's the diamond that I need to start with. So to zoom out again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my baggie and I'm going to tip some into my tray. In fact, let me cover that up just while I do this so I don't spill them everywhere. So I'm going to tip some into my tray. I'm not going to tip too many for now, though it's, again, that's something that's up to you, how many you want to tip in. And then I'm going to give it a shake. Now it's got quite high sides, this boat, so I can give it a bit of a hard shake backwards and forwards, and you can see the diamonds start lining up in the bottom of the tray. Now there are still some that are upside down, like that little guy there, and this little guy here, which sometimes you can just knock them over, but quite a few of them have lined up quite nicely, facing the right way up. Just tilt it one way, tilt it the next way, and just shake them about until they settle down. Not too hard, always start light and then go harder if you need to. And then we get to start diamond painting, if I can peel back the top coat again. So, to get started, let's zoom you in again so you can see what I'm doing. Quite simply, take your pen with the wax tip and just tap gently on the top of the diamond until you pick it up, and then find the corresponding symbol and pop it down. And that is quite simply how you diamond paint. Whichever way round you want to do it, whether you want to start on a certain corner, you know, whether you want to actually scatter them about, it's completely up to you. It is your choice, it's your painting. The main idea with diamond painting is you get the right symbol colour on the right symbol. So quite often when I start a diamond painting, I will be saying in my head, tick symbol, tick symbol, tick symbol. So I know what symbol it is I'm working on. But quite simply, that's all you need to do to get these placed down. So let's get some of this done together. I'll be back. Sorry about that little pause then. My daughter came home from school. So I'm just placing down over the top of any of the little ticks my round diamonds, and I must admit these are really nice quality diamonds. To be fair, I'm not finding any that aren't nice. And I'm just going to continue. I like to, or quite like to, with the rounds, is just let them sort of butt up against each other. So I take a lot of care, or a bit of care, when I'm doing up the edge that goes along the edge of the canvas. Now there are a few things you can do if you do struggle with this straight edge. So you could, for example, if you had a boat, if you had another one, use that as a flat edge while you're putting it down. Or quite often a credit card or something out of your purse can work quite nice. And you can use that to sort of help you line up your straight edge, or even a ruler, something you can find around the house with a straight edge. And then as I'm putting these down now, I'm just sort of nestling them in against the other two diamonds, and I'm tending to find that they sort of sit in the right place then, because it carries on my little straight edge as I go along. So I'm just going to continue on the ticks and get sort of this part done that is not a big block. Now quite often if you do find that there's one that's a little bit out of alignment or showing a bit, you can sort of use the edge of your pen to just sort of give them a little nudge. If you need to move it quite a distance, you know, if you've put it on the wrong square or the wrong circle in this case, I do recommend, you know, using the tweezers to take it off the canvas. But if you're just wanting to nudge it a millimetre or less, then I just tend to use my pen. So we'll keep going with these until we get an edge done. Now many people approach a diamond painting in a different way, and some of it can just be people want to vary it up. Some of it can be personal preference. They may have a favourite way of doing a diamond painting. Sometimes it's practicality as well. So there are a few different ways. Excuse me. Excuse me. And again, there are many different ways of approaching how you do your diamond painting, and you know, change it up, mess about, see what works for you. Some people on a canvas, especially this small, may like to do all of one colour first. So they may decide, okay, I've got this bag of colour out now, I've got this bag of 819, I'm going to do this bit and then I'm going to peel back and I'm going to continue and I'm going to do all of that symbol all the way across the canvas before I do another symbol. That's the way some people like to do it. Some people like to do it in sections, and some people will even do section up here, but then they'll do a section over the other side of the canvas and they'll flip about between the two. Really, you find what works for you and what's the easiest for you. Sometimes if you're just starting, it might take a little bit longer, but sometimes it is easier to start with a very small section, so maybe even smaller than this, and just do those few that are in that section, that little grid, and then move on to the next section, just while you get used to it and how it works. And sometimes it's just a matter of how your brain may work as well. Some people's like the order and the systematic way of doing it, by doing a little block before moving on to another block. Some people's brain works better if they know they've done all one colour before they move on to the next colour. It really is a personal preference, and there is no right way or wrong way to do it. As long as, oh, I've just picked up two. That was a bonus. The wax on my pen picked the second one up. There's no right way to do it. As long as the diamond ends up on the right symbol, then your picture will turn out like your picture's supposed to do. And that is what you want to happen. It shouldn't be stressful. I find it quite calming. I'll watch TV. Not something that needs a lot of thinking or a lot of headspace, or you have to look at the screen, otherwise you miss things. Something that's easy watching. Even listening to YouTube videos, unboxings, you know. I've of course done quite a few unboxings. I've received quite a few unboxings myself. So I'll quite often put an unboxing video on. I'll have a look up as they're getting it out of the package and as they're looking at the canvas. I'll look up and have a look at it and go, oh, that's nice, you know. And then quite often if they're doing the inventory, then I might have a look up just to see what the colours are. But apart from that, I'm just listening, and I'll hear if there's anything that's a little bit out of the ordinary or a little bit different. And I like watching those while diamond painting. There's a few different things I can do while diamond painting, but I like to be busy and I like to have something to do. And diamond painting means that my body's relaxing because I'm sat down. My body's relaxing, yet my mind's still got something to think about, which is picking up a diamond and placing it down on the page. So we're nearly at the end of what I've got in my tray. So I'm just going to get these few down and then we'll pull out another colour. I could just top up my tray with some more and carry on with some more of the same colour, but for the purpose of this I'm going to sort of move on to the next colour and show you a little bit more of the section appearing than just this very light pink around the outside. And what's quite different is on the round as well, on the round paintings compared to the square, it's so much easier if it's your first one, because it's round all the way around. You don't have to have it lay in a certain way. So to have a look now, the next one symbol I can see there is a letter Y, and that's only tucked in a few little places, but it's the next symbol that sort of pops out at me, and this is my brain's way of working. I want to sort of start filling in that square. I'm not going for the next colour that I can see that's the most of, because then there'll be little gaps. I want to fill in and work my way across the square. So the Y on my symbol chart is number 168, and it's sort of a greeny, light greeny, oh no, it's a light grey type green colour. So I'm going to open up my baggie. Let me just cover it up again. Again, I don't want to, and I'm only actually going to tip a few out because there is not many on this painting. This tray doesn't have a spout, so tipping them back into the bag might be a little trickier. Oh, and I've just found a pink one that was hiding, so let me pop that in a gap. And then we're just going to work on the few that I've just got out. So I'm going to tuck one in there, and this is helping me sort of fill up the rest. I've got one down here, and my eyes are always having a look at where the next one is. So I've got one up here, and then I've got one up there, and that's all I've got of that colour on this section I've uncovered. Now I've got one left on my pen, so I could have a little peek and see, oh, there is just one up there. So I'm just going to pop that there, and then I'm going to cover it back up. So all I've done is pop that one up there because it was the only one in my tray. If I had more than that in my tray, then I would have just tipped them straight back into the bag and left it at that. And then I'm also just going to have a little shuffle. This diamond painting does a circle a dark circle around the diamond, and I keep spotting the odd one in my camera that's showing through. So I'm just trying to give them a nudge so that they sit more firmly on the circle. But really, once you step back from the painting, you can't see it at all. You really can't. Now you do end up with overhang of sticky here, which if you're not careful can pick up fluff and bits from around the house. So on the basis of I'm just using the kit, I'm not covering that up at the moment. But if that is something that bothers you, you can either put down maybe a little bit of baby talc that you need to make sure you don't get on your actual canvas, or a piece of sticky tape, or a piece of washi tape. Works really well to just sit it on the top of that and stop it being sticky. But there are many household things you can use for that. You don't have to buy anything extra or special. So that's the first bit of this diamond painting done. If you've got any questions, please ask them in the comments below, and maybe we'll do another little bit of a work on this a little bit further up, and a little bit more of a chat with more hints and tips and answering your questions. But I'm going to try and do, well, I am going to just do this kit with just what came with it. I'm not adding any extras, I'm not putting any lights underneath. I've just got a light shining down from above. Ask your questions in the comments below, and maybe even let me know of anything that you didn't realise when you first started and you've maybe learnt since, so that I can mention it in a video for, you know, if people don't tend to read the comments, I'll mention it in the next video, and then that can be something that maybe they'll have learnt, something that I can pass on as a little hint and tip of, you know, you may be thinking this, or anything like that. Any sort of ideas, comments or questions, pop them in the little comments box below, and I'll be sure to go through them ready for the next video. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you all again soon.